Wow, 20 years ago, over 20 years ago, for my first adventure to Maryland Deathfest, which would have been 2004. So here's a little video, or it might be long. We'll see how long. We'll see. But anyway, I'm going to cover my trip to Maryland Deathfest 2004 to 2006. Mainly a pictorial, recount photos I snapped of bands, not all the bands, certain bands, and friends that were there, new people I'd met. A lot of people that I met at those shows I still talk to, so pretty incredible on that. Yeah, with the Maryland Death Fest this weekend. What's today? Today's 5/22. Already started yesterday. So you'll notice on this flyer, uh, the Death Fest 2004 was actually what was it? The 29th, 5/29, 5/30, 2004. Yeah, kind of it was a big deal, when I saw that flyer to around, maybe a year before that. Maybe it was right after. I didn't even know there was a first one. I thought the one in 2004 was the first one. Anyway, there was one in 2003. That one I didn't attend, so not going to cover that. Yeah, at that point, my listening tastes were a lot of the European brutal death metal gore grind that was coming out. And hell, on this bill there was Inhume, Romperpop, Bile. In the U.S. too, there was stuff like Brodekin coming out. The original Repulsion. I mean, the lineup was great, and there was just enough old bands, and the newer stuff. You know, my taste had always been more black metal, but that scene was just at that point I didn't want nothing to do with it, and the bands that were the originals just weren't even black metal anymore. So yeah, dug deep underground, and that was my listening forte back then. And this fest just talked to me. Um, so I went on the adventures for a number of years, and it was just me and Devin from December Wolves, aka Smales. Um, yeah, we did it. Oh man, I don't know, like 4 or 5 in a row with Devin, something like that. We'll get to that stuff and who else accompanied me. Anyway, let's get to it. And I'm going to kick off with photos of the show. All right, enjoy. Okay, here we go. So MDF '04 day one, which was 5/29 Saturday. I believe there was on Friday night, and I don't have any photos. I can't remember, but I know it's coming back to me because I know when Devin and I went down to the downtown area, I think we were trying to find the club that had the pre-fest Friday night. We were down there Friday night because we got pulled over. I had no seat belts, so I remember that was 160 bucks or some shit like that. Can't remember if there was a pre-show. I'd have to look it up. All right. Anyway, Saturday we get to the club, the Thunderdome, which I liked, and unfortunately was the only time I ever saw the Maryland Death Fest at that club. I believe they just stopped doing it altogether there. It was cool. They had a balcony. You'll see. I'm going to post videos. I'm not incorporating the videos into the actual body of the video I'm doing. But in the comment section, I will link some video. You could see the club itself. I like the club. I thought it was cool. Yeah, we got in and just made the rounds. And and before I knew it, was bullshitting with a bunch of people that I knew and didn't know. um, yeah, I I don't remember catching even the first few bands. I think we were at the bar. Uh, and anyway, here's Saturday's lineup. Swarm of the Lotus, Flush Dies, Internal Suffering, Neuraxis, Brodekin, Bile, Malignancy, Iron, Dissonance, Profanity, Pig Destroyer, Lang Chi, Phobia, Rotten Sound, Repulsion headlining. So here we go with the first few photos. And those first two you'll see here are from Bile from the Netherlands. Um, Heavy as fuck, catchy, groovy. Yeah, I was impressed with them. Really one of the bands I wanted to see. They killed it. Then Rotten Sound, the next, what, 4 or 5 pictures here. They're all the guys in blood there, or whatever they used. I don't know if it was actually real, maybe animal. I don't know. I don't remember. Maybe animal blood. Who knows? Yeah, they were great. Want to say that was the first time in the States. Maybe the first show they played in the States. Not sure. Great guys. They posed for that last photo there. They're all standing all together. Great stuff. I think Devin shot all these. I can't remember. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Devin. Did a good job. And then Repulsion headline. Those are the rest. You'll see. Got a great after shot with the guys in the back there. Quick story of how that came about. Um, Devin used to come up a lot, and we used to go hang out with Paul Ledney, Profanatica, Have Edge, at his screen printing shop, which was in Connecticut. I think it was Newtown, which was for me about a half hour away, as I'm in Connecticut too. So Devin would drive down from Massachusetts. We go hang with him. So long story short is, we got to talking and we're like, hey, we're going to this death fest, and he didn't really have too much interest, but come to find out he is a Repulsion fan. So we made him a bet if we got Scott Carlson to call him that he would have to make us special T-shirts, and that was They Call Her One Eye, the 1970s movie, which pretty much was the influence for Daryl Hannah's character with the eye patch in Kill Bill. Great exploitation, cult, triple X, crazy, just violent, wacky 70s movie from Sweden. And let me tell you, anyway, what was I going to say? Well, you know what? Let me just get to, we did get those shirts made. Those guys, Repulsion, were super cool, and actually they were Profanatica fans. So Paul got the phone call, and he made us, Dev and I, one of a kind, 3/4 sleeve. They Call Her One Eye shirts, which I still have mine to this day and wear. Pretty faded. I was going to show a picture of it, but maybe for another time. But yeah, that was day one. Now, I know the hotel wasn't that far from where we stayed to the venue. I mean, I know we had a drive. It wasn't walking distance, but I think that night we did have people at the hotel, and you know what? I'll say that we'll get to that because I have pictures of Macabre partying with us in our hotel room because they were staying right next to us. But yeah, we'll cover that next. Um, okay, so the next day we're gonna brings us up to. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. Anything else on Saturday? That Saturday night? I can't. I don't think so. I'm sure there was. There was a lot of drink. You know what? I know we were hanging out with Roy Necromonic, Daryl from. I don't even know if he was Funebrain was around yet. They might have maybe just started, and then Craig Pillar too was hanging out with. He was there, and this is when Methadrone was just getting kicked off. So it was awesome talking to Craig and um, talking non-metal stuff. Shared an interest in the Swans and Liebach and Lycia, Marshall Industrial. All kinds of cool stuff. So there's another recollection of mine from that that day, that night. Pretty hazy. A lot of drinking. Okay. Next up will be Sunday the 30th, and a little bit more about that Macabre story hotel party. Here we are, Sunday the 30th. All right, let's take a look. Oh, actually, you're not taking a look. You're going to hear me read off Sunday, last day of the show. So it was only two days back then. Possibly the pre-fest. I think there was. Can't recall. Like I said previously, what I wanted to hit home here. This was really well attended. I was thinking there was going to be really not too many people. Maybe a couple hundred. I don't know. There was these fests weren't a common thing in the states. You know, the death metal fest was always a little thing. We always had those little fests, but to bring over international acts like this was unheard of in the U.S. These were shows that you heard about in Europe and were like outdoors and stuff like that. But credit where credit is due. This is probably a landmark. Well, probably it is, right? I mean, who else was doing this before? The guys from Maryland were putting it together. But there was a nice crowd. There was, I don't know, maybe like all weekend, maybe 500, 500 people or so. I mean, yeah, I know that sounds pale into, well, what goes, what would come afterwards as far as crowds and how big it's gotten. But, I mean, hey, maybe there was more, But the other thing is like the amount of women. I couldn't believe it. Going to death metal shows and metal shows in general in the 80s and 90s for me, it's just like, well, 80s there was definitely metal chicks, but that was a whole different thing. That was thrash shows now, but traditional metal shows there was always women, but death metal show I couldn't believe how many women were at these shows. That was cool. That was definitely another eye opener. It's like, wow, good thing. It was a good thing that see women into brutal metal, brutal death metal. Okay, so let's get on to who played. Bodies in the Gear of the Apparatus, Bile, Circle of Dead Children, Man Must Die, Arsis, Mortal Decay, Dehumanized, Misery Index, Romperpop, Vomit Remnants, The Red Chord, Macabre, and Hume, Exhumed. You know, looking at this now, I'm like, how the hell did not Macabre not headline? Exhumed did. Huh. Not a big Exhumed fan, I have to be honest with you. So again, got in there. It was more about socializing. I didn't watch. Re- really, I'm sure I popped in and out and watched some of this, but I was not interested in anything until Romperpop. So there you have it. There's some pictures of Romperpop, and yeah, I believe this was their first show in the States. Maybe they played a small club before that. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Don't know. Okay, so after that we have. No, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. What are we doing here? Did I screw that up? No, Romper Pump. Okay. Yep. 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 Romper Pump. Yep. Romper Pump. Then Macabre. All right. Those are the next live photos you're seeing. And then in Hume, Romper Pump were awesome again, and they were heavy as hell. Um, Dressed up, the mummy guy. People loved it. Yep, people were definitely into it. I was surprised how many people were up on all these bands too, which was awesome. Again, I don't know. There's something really good about this first one. All this stuff was still underground. A show like this wasn't, really not commonplace, and I think it really brought out the real underground death metal, fans, admirers. Yeah, just this '04 was awesome. It really was, from the bands to the atmosphere. But of course, it was all new. It was first one I went to. It's usually the best one. Anyway, let's talk about Macabre. Macabre absolutely slayed. That was the first time I had seen them, considering how long they were around and how long I was into the scene. But they didn't play out of Chicago much, So they were phenomenal, phenomenal. And, the funny dudes, man, putting on a good stage show, fucking with the audience, stuff like that. And Hume were just, woof, and I love that CD. They were just brutal, just pummeling, just super brutal and just grinding, grind. I don't yeah, I guess gore grind. I guess it's considered gore grind still. I mean, I thought it was then. I think they labeled themselves gore grind. So yeah, that was a treat right there. People going really cool, really awesome response to them too. A lot of Dutch dudes, man. A lot of Dutch dudes playing and bands there. All those guys were super nice, and a lot of those guys would come back even if they weren't playing. They were just chilling at the shows. They'd fly over and um, got to know them. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that in Maryland '05 and '06. Okay, so we will end this with the roundup of the last day, the 29th, and then we'll launch into. I'll show some pictures of just hanging out with some people and faces I ran into, old and new, and some party action at the hotel. Okay. Okay, here's some non-band photos. People in the crowd, people I know, people I just had met, kicking it off with our bartender that probably endured a lot of fucking bullshit from us drunk assholes. Man, I want to say her name was Stephanie. Totally cool girl. Um, Took good care of us. I remember that well. I remember well. Um, Next photo, we got Daryl and Craig. Craig Pillard, Incantation. Daryl from Funebrium, which I believe was just getting off the ground. Maybe just, I can't remember. I don't, were they around yet? Probably. Can't remember. That was at the Necrohomonic table. They were with Roy. Um, we did a lot of hanging out with those guys. Drink a lot of their beer. Thanks, guys. Um, yeah, that was a definite highlight. Those guys. Let's see. After that is friend Lexi. That if you guys remember MySpace, yeah, MySpace was place where I was talking to met a lot of people, metalheads, death metal freaks, black metal people on MySpace. And Lexi knew her stuff, man. She was really into the brutal underground stuff, gore grind. And she was in Maryland, so she was one of the first people Devin and I hung out with when we got there. It was nice seeing her in person, and she would show up a bunch more times. Familiar face at Maryland. Lexi, hope you're doing good. I haven't heard from you in a while. Don't know if you're still into this stuff, but if you see this, give me a shout. Let's see. After that, what do we got? Shores, Shores. I didn't even realize Shores was there, which has become a pretty good friend. For the last 20 years or so. Don't see him nearly as much as I used to, but looking at this photo, I'm like, damn, short. I don't remember him meeting in there. I thought it was like a year or two later where we actually became really tight, but he was there. And Shore's another Dutch guy living in Jersey. He came over, um, got married to an American, lives with his wife now, and or has been in Jersey for a long time. But yeah, Shores was the bass player for a cult back in the day. Let's see, next one. Oh, Anna from Detroit I'd met at the show. Yeah, we bonded over Chinese food. And known each other and stayed in touch ever since. Unfortunately, that was pretty much the only one we ever attended together. But yeah, we always stay connected somehow through social media nowadays, mainly. But yep, another good friend that shit I made at the Death Fest. And last but not least, here we go. Party Maniacs Macabre, which the whole weekend, Dev and I drank with them, and their hotel rooms connected to ours, and bang, man, party central. Those dudes were crazy fun. Drank a lot of Jack Daniels with us, and felt bad because they drank so much and really didn't drink their own shit. But they hooked us up with a Macabre merch. And I think one of the coolest things was a lighter, maybe a Macabre lighter or bottle opener. We had it for a long time. But yeah, there you have it. There's '04. I'm sure I'm missing some stuff. I'm going to, as soon as I put this up, I'm sure like, fuck, I should have mentioned this. But um, there you go. I'm just shooting from the hip, man. Nothing scripted out, just going with it, hitting record and bang. Stream of consciousness. So there you have it. '04 in the books, '05 coming up. Maryland Death Fest 2005. Devin and I are back at it. Let's see. Starting off with a picture. There's Devin and I inside the club. This was at a different spot. It was, excuse me. It was at the House of Rock. I believe that was the only time they ever did it there after this one. So new venue, new year. Let's go over the lineup. I'll shout it out here. All right, so May 28th, we had Cryptopsy headlining, Regurgitate, Abscess, Groinbard, Worm, Lenchi, Big Destroyer, Misery Index, Lord Gore, Putrescence, War Scars, Kill the Client, Prophecy, Screaming Afterbirth. Okay. So, I can't remember. Let's see. No, we stayed. Okay, so bear with me, guys, because this, remembering again, this is 20 years ago. So remembering, and I'm looking at pictures here, so trying to rack my brain. All right, let's see. Where did we stay? I'm trying to think. It was probably down the street somewhere. I don't know what the hotel or whatever. But after that picture of Devin and I, you'll see Shores. They're carrying the beer to a room. I don't remember if we picked him up and he went with us. Can you remember Shores from the pictures? I shouted him out 2004. If not, go back. Don't know if we stopped in Jersey and grabbed him or Shores met us there. I don't know, but he was in our room a lot, or we were in his room a lot. Can't remember. All right, so moving on. After that, you're going to see Roy Necroharmonic again. Got a picture of him this time. So here's the thing: all the vendors were outside vending, which made a little difference. And remember when we got there that Saturday? A lot of cops in the parking lot. I don't know what the hell was going on, but you had a lot more going on in the parking lot too. And then that Saturday night, as the club got filled and more people were drinking and blah blah blah, there was just puke all over the place. I remember on the floor, broken bottles. Wasn't rowdy from what I remember, but just a lot of people drinking. This seems smaller, I think, smaller of a venue, if I recall. Can't remember. Anyway, not too much picture taking other than, ones of us. The only band, and we'll get to, the only band we got photos of is Abscess from that day. I'll show those in a minute, but let's see what else. Another photo here. There's a picture of Angel here holding up the drink. How did we come to know her? Shores, I believe, knew her. She was merchant, and I don't know. She just kind of hung out with us a lot. I think Shores knew her prior. Yeah, cool girl. Angel, I don't know what the heck happened to you. If you're seeing this, great. Hey, say hello. It's been a while. Okay. Let's see what else. What else? Sorry, guys. Had a little. I don't know if that picked up on there. That was the TV. Let's get to those couple photos. Like I said, overall, this one, I don't know. Coming off the year prior, which was so awesome. It was cool hanging out, seeing everybody, but I don't know. I don't know if the lineup was that hot. Let's see. I don't even know if I watched any other bands. In essence, Cryptopsy I had already seen before. Regurgitate was cool. Abscess I never saw before. Pig Destroyer I had seen before. Lord Gore, a lot of that stuff. Lord Gore, from what I remember, I watched a couple songs. Was cool. Unfortunately, wasn't with Nihilist on vocals. I don't think I had much interest in the rest of it. You know. Okay. Anyway, it was only the first day, right? So let's see what other photos. Okay, here comes those abscess photos now. I'm not too sure why. Maybe it was just the lineup. We weren't interested in it. I think Devin was taking pictures again, but we got two of abscess, so there you go. That's cool. Um, yeah, that's not more else on that. Can't remember too much more. Let's see who else. Another appearance by our friend Lexi. You'll see there. She's with me. Um, yeah, that's about it. I can't remember much more. I think we had another hotel party. We had some people by. Not nothing crazy. Like the year before. Pretty low key. We've been drinking all day anyway. Yeah, over that was the thing. Overall, I was like, cool. It was cool hanging out, seeing the bands and stuff. But I don't know, what just didn't have that same spark um, as 2004. But okay, so we'll talk about um, the Saturday after. Oh no, Sunday the 29th. So Immolation headline, they were really good. I remember that. General Surgery, which I got a bunch of pictures for. We'll be showing those. Impaled in, I don't really care about Aborted in. Bird Flesh is stupid. Ron Sound again, who cares? Confarnum's from Connecticut. I don't didn't even know they played until I looked at this. Um, Jason, that was in that band that plays guitar, Jason Sukoff, is a big producer now. You'll recognize his name. Cool. Nah, who cares? Bodies Like Broken. Cool. Might have watched some of that. Splatterhouse. Triple X Mania. Despise.com. Nah. Yeah, I don't know. Didn't have the European flair as well. I mean, it did, but I don't know. All these bands were kind of bigger, I guess. Bigger underground bands. I don't know. I don't know. Because we weren't really, or at least I wasn't just overall too impressed with the lineup or cared. I was, again, we went to a lot of these and it was just more cool seeing people or meeting new faces and hanging out with the crowd. People shooting the shit, drinking. Because a lot of times this was the only time we saw these people. It became maybe a once a year thing. I think the Dutch guys were there. I think Clit Eater, and some of the guys from Romperpop too were there. Um, okay, so the next ones are of. Let's see, what do we got here? Pictures. General surgery. So got 4 shots of general surgery coming at you, and then pretty much going to wrap it up. That was a bit about it for 2005, man. Sounds like I was unenthusiastic about it, but it was cool. I was happy to be there. Oh, a couple more photos. I forgot to mention. There's one of our friend Marcy from Boston. I think lives in Michigan now. Marcy was always cool to hang out, fun time. So hey, Mars. All right, that's about it for 2005. Yeah, nothing. Can't say it blew my mind, but At the end of the day, I was happy to attend. Okay, we'll leave it at that. All right, thanks. All right, we're up to Maryland Death Fest 2006. Deb and I back at it again. And this time, we are joined by the one, the only, Rob Fornicator. Oh, yeah. You know Rob from Whore and Fornicator bands. Long story short, Rob and I became really good friends once he moved from Portland, Oregon to, for a minute, to Connecticut and then to New York City. And we're introduced. I mean, I knew who Rob was prior to hanging and talking with Rob over the phone and what have you. But a mutual friend, Mike Nihilus from Lord Gore, Baz Goroth. Yeah, Mike put us in touch and knew we'd get along, and he was correct. So Rob was up for it, and grabbed him in New York, and off we went. So let's see. Yeah, you're staring at a picture there of Rob and the homeless down in Maryland, which there's quite a bit. And if anybody hasn't been around that part of Maryland for the Death Fest, or you live there, whatever, you know about the strip clubs and the not so nice areas around there. Got to be careful, right? So yeah, with Rob in hand, off we went. And I'm just going to tell you right now, I wish I could share everything, but there's no way you two would would appreciate pictures and stories of the debauchery. Yeah, Rob and all of us, mainly Rob, got put on his best Gigi Allen for everybody. Well, for those in the hotel. Yeah, those pictures will never be seen. Those are all between who was there. One quick funny Rob story though, and I don't know what day it was of the fest, Saturday or Sunday. Uh, he was some people recognized him and was coming up for him. Some young guy asked for an autograph, and kid was hammered, man. And Rob's like, all right, yeah, cool. Bend over. So Rob gave him a tramp stamp autograph and stuck the mark up his ass. There is a photo, but yeah, we're not gonna put that up here, right? I'd love to, but YouTube will not like us, bastards. Okay, so what else? Show another photo here. So kick it off. Hold on, guys. Let me double check here something. I don't know if there was a pre-fest. Pre-fest. Let's see. Let me check the flyer here. Oh yeah, live recordings. Love it, right? I don't think so. Anyway, I'm going to show a picture of this is Mike and myself. Mike from Embryonic Cryptopathia from Mass. I've known Mike for a while, even previous to this photo. He's in Witch Tomb. More recently, you'll know him from Crucimentium, which is friggin' killer band. Yeah, so there's me and Mike. Let's see. What else? All right, we'll get to some of the pictures. Let's see. What am I going to throw up next? Let's get this flyer here again. Let's see. Well, anyway, first of all, before while I'm looking up stuff, I'll babble on here. This '05 was like, yeah, okay, it was cool. This one was fucking awesome. We had a blast. There was a lot better bands. Pungent Stench, Dismember, Hemorrhage, Demolic, holy fuck, Vitamin Rains, Mechichazo, Sanity's Dawn, Butcher ABC, Clit Eater, Municipal Waste. Oh no, wait a minute. What am I saying? Fuck them. Municipal Waste. Skinless, Romperpop again, and Bomber, Gorgasm, which killed it. Yes, 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 yes. Muku Purulent from Germany, fucking killer. A whole bunch of stuff. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of photos to show. Again, too busy fucking BSing and farting around. I think by now, Devin and I are pretty tired of taking pictures, unless some stuff we really want to see. Not, but I could tell I did watch. And Holy Grave was really cool. Sanity's Dawn. I'll look these up. I'll put some links to any videos I find on YouTube in the comments. Who else is it? Demolic, of course. I had some crappy cell phone pictures, and I'm not going to bother. Who else really stood out? Well, besides what I'm going to show of Pungent Stench and Dismember, I mean, they fucking tore it up, Severe Torture played. Okay, cool. All right, let's get to some pictures here. Okay, so next one you're going to see is Demolic. They were fucking good. I have to see if I could find that. I believe that's the singer Demolic with the shorter hair. To see if I could find anything from that show to put up here. Demolic. What else we got? Okay, let's just show those off. I only got that one of Demolic. Okay, then the next one's a bunch of Pungent Stench. And these guys. Now, I had seen them somewhat back in '92 at the Rhode Island Death Fest, but they came out like 2 o'clock in the morning. So they had played here before, and they did not disappoint. They were great, put on a good show. Very cool guys. Hanging and talking with them for a bit. Let's see. After that, how about picture of me and this maniac here, the one and only Damon Bloodstorm from Corpse Molestation, Bestial Warlust, Cemetery. Was he? Yeah, Cemetery Urn also. Man, what a surprise. I believe he came over with the guys from Pungent Stench. But yeah, I was introduced. I was like, man, Damon, we used to write, dude, in the early 90s. And yeah, he knew exactly who I was. So that was a blast. I remember walking with him and some of the guys down, Pungent Stench guys downtown Baltimore. And yeah, that was interesting. They they had to be reminded they weren't in Australia and just can't say whatever comes out of their mouths. Could have got hairy, but we're good. All in good fun. Okay, so I believe. Let's see, what did we? Yeah, we did. See, that first night, we did stumble to the hotel. I think, frig, I think we got so hammered. I think Rob and I couldn't even find our way back. Got to the hotel and just. I think this was the year our buddy Tim Paler stayed with us. And Rob and I just, while he was sleeping, covered him in gummy bears. And I think the next day, Tim Tim took us to drove us around, and I remember him. I think he was, or was that when he was driving us back to the hotel room? I remember him smashing, putting his fist through the, or cracking his windshield with his fist, or his driver's side was something fucking crazy like that. Oh, Maryland, Maryland, Maryland. Always an adventure. But yeah. '06, this was friggin' awesome. All right, so what do we got next? We're gonna show off Dismember. Now, I hadn't seen Dismember since '93 tour with Vader in the States here. And I have to say, man, I thought they were even better at this show. Just great sound. Matty Karki was fucking awesome front man. Oh, the guitar player. Look at the guys posing for the pictures and just hamming it up. Killer dudes. So there's a bunch of them, and then killer photo of Matty Karki from Dismember and Dwayne from and Bomber. Another cool photo. Short but sweet, man. I don't have too much photos on this. And you know what? I didn't want this to go overboard. '06 is, like I said, I wish I could say more about some of the stuff we got into with Rob, but for our ears and eyes only, right? Right, Rob? Okay. Anything else? I'll maybe cut another voiceover, but I don't think so. I think we're gonna roll with what I got just to wrap this up, and not I'm not trying to take away. I think that let's see what else could I add, because I don't know. I feel that I haven't given enough justice 2006, but maybe just the way it is. Maybe short but sweet. It's with the Sonar again. Look at the fly. I guess it was 2 days again. I could be wrong. At least I remember. Some I remember. Somewhat remember 2 days. The 2 days. But all in all, great time. Yeah, I mean, stories we still talk about. All right, so that's a wrap on the Maryland '04 to '06. I'll continue next year. Start with '07. Okay, enjoy. Leave some comments. Yeah, anybody else that was at any of these, comment, man. Shout it out. Maybe we ran into you. All right, see ya.